Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hey, this is Business Innovators Radio Network and your host, Terry Palma. And our guest this week is Dr. Kenneth Meisten. He's a chiropractor here in Greenville, South Carolina. And Dr. Meisten, welcome to our show.
Oh, thank you for having me. I was enjoying your music there.
Tell our audience a little bit about yourself and Carolina Health Innovations, which is your business name, and what you can do for patients.
Yeah, sure, definitely, Terry. As you already know, I'm Dr. Kenneth Meisten with Carolina Health Innovations. So I'm originally from New Jersey, spent about 20-plus years there. And then had my undergrad degree was a Bachelor of Arts degree from Marshall University in adult fitness, kind of exercise science. And then eventually, a couple of years later, made it down to Georgia, where I attended Life Chiropractic. Spent several years there. And unfortunately, just before I graduated, we had lost our accreditation. And I had to go up with my family, moved them up to Greenville, South Carolina, where I'm currently at now. Back in 2002, and finished up and got my degree from Sherman College back in 2004. Then bounced around a little bit, different jobs, working for different types of chiropractors, and finally bought my office, which is currently Carolina Health Innovation, August 2010.
Fantastic. So I know a little bit about chiropractic. Probably more than most people. I started and went to a chiropractor when I was in high school. I was dating a girl, and her father was a chiropractor. So I have been going to chiropractors for roughly, over 50 years. And
that's awesome.
And I know what the advantages of a chiropractor are, but our listening audience might not. So could you please explain what are some of the advantages of seeing a chiropractor and what maybe a new patient would experience and expect from your first visit at your office?
Sure. What's a nice advantage for us, we're kind of a one-stop shop for wellness care as well as rehab. So, we do chiropractic in there, we do massage, we do acupuncture, we do different types of rehab, as well as we also do DOT exams for a lot of the drivers out there. So, and what's nice about that, one of the best advantages, we offer a non-surgical, non-invasive, gentle style of and effective techniques as well as safe. So it's a perfect candidate for patients that, haven't, found their answer in the medical community, whether it's with their physicians, their special, the different types of specialists out there through pain management. So it just gives them an opportunity to try something that's healthy, safe, and they can, get extreme benefits from all of that.
Excellent. So I've been asked plenty of times in the past when I mention someone, they tell me they have a neck pain or their back hurts or they're seeing a traditional medical advisor and they're not getting what they need. I'll often mention, well, have you seen a chiropractor yet? And of course, all these myths and misconceptions and fears, they just start rambling these things off. And so I'm trying to, if you could share with what some of those myths and fears are, misconceptions, and tell us the truth about what really chiropractic is. Does it hurt? Am I in danger of breaking something? Those kind of things that come up.
Sure. Well, one of the big misconceptions a lot of people have is, traditionally everybody thinks of chiropractors associated with neck and back pain. It's so much more than that. We treat people, across the board in all different types of fashions. And issues that they have going on, whether it's headaches or migraines, sciatica, different types of arthritic conditions, people dealing with sinus allergy issues, carpal tunnel, all different kinds of sports injuries. We'll see patients for pre and post surgeries, pregnancy, and that list goes on. So, the one thing I definitely want to put out there is we're more than just neck and back pain. And some of the myths and fears that people and misconceptions they have, one, do I always got to keep going to the chiropractor? That's the first biggest problem that we have to go on. And I always tell my patients, look, we treat everybody differently. When you come in there, we'll evaluate you, we'll analyze you, and try to come up with a specific program tailored to meet your needs. So everybody's different. So I have patients that are in there just for a few visits, and I do have patients that have some serious issues going on, that it just does take a little bit longer to help them out. Another, myth and misconception for us is, we're not real doctors. I hear that sometimes. I've got my degrees, my undergrad degrees, as well as my chiropractic degree. And, when we're going to chiropractic school, with our 4-year education, we pretty much took the same classes as a lot of medical doctors out there. The only thing we didn't go into depth was with, obviously pharmacology. But no, education-wise, we're very educated in what we do and very confident in helping, to treat people. Other fears, people may have, does it hurt? And typically, the biggest thing that I see mostly is, it's kind of delayed onset soreness is usually what I'll see, especially if a patient has never been under chiropractic care. It's kind of like working out for the first time. Your body's not used to what we're doing. We're putting bones back into their proper alignments. So your muscle, ligaments, tendons, you might get a little sore afterwards, but it's probably the worst thing that we see, with our patients. And then you have, the other things that people may not like the sound. They don't like the popping, cracking part. And the great thing about that is, we provide a lot of different other techniques, light force techniques. So you don't have to worry about the popping or cracking, or, you just may not like, the amount of pressure that we may put on you when we're trying to manipulate the bones. So like I said, we have those other light soft techniques so you don't have to worry about. And probably the biggest concern, people may have, they may read about, especially with neck adjustments, are you going to stroke me out? We'll hear that a lot. People are very educated today. They do a lot of reading, so there's a lot of misinformation out there about that. I've never had that happen to a patient. And most of the stuff that you do read about is done, unfortunately, by people who aren't part of the chiropractic profession and, don't know, obviously, the proper techniques that we use. So, it is a very safe techniques. So that's stuff that people, hopefully don't worry about and at least give us a chance before, they make those decisions.
Well, thank you. I'd like to speak firsthand. Like I said, I've been going to chiropractor since I was in high school. And I've been in Greenville for over 30 years. I've been to several different chiropractors. The one I originally started with had passed away, so I'd constantly been searching for others. And I ran into you. Someone referred you. I came to you. I'm 70 now, so I'm a little bit more concerned about manipulation and that.
Sure.
And you offered the manipulation type things. And I said, I would like to try and see how you did it. And let me tell you, listeners, I was extremely pleased. It was completely gentle. It wasn't any kind of jerking or anything you'd be worried about. I hate needles, so I didn't like to go to doctors for needles. So if you're worried about manipulation, Dr. Meisten is very gentle, and as he says, he has alternative ways to help that. So I wanted to plug that for you, Doctor.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And you're a great patient, by the way.
Also. So let me ask you something here. What services besides chiropractic services do you offer in your office there for your patients?
Like we talked about, I stated before, we offer, acupuncturists. I have a great acupuncturist. She's been with me for several years now, and she treats all different types of conditions. We offer massage therapy, from your therapeutic massage, your prenatal massages, your deep tissue, Swedish massage. And she's been with me over 6 years now, and she is a fantastic massage therapist. We do different, modalities and rehabs. We have electric stim here. We do ultrasound, trigger point therapy, traction. So, we have a lot of stuff that we can treat the soft tissue with, as well as we do DOT exams. And for those who don't know that, basically that's the Department of Transportation. So all your different types of drivers there have to have a medical certificate, and they usually have to renew that every year or two. So the people that are in that industry obviously know about it, but for those who don't, that's how we can help them in that range. As well as, for the DOT exams, we do use also another drug company if they do have to do drug testing, but we refer that out. We don't do that in our office.
Great. So, Doctor, what inspired you to become a chiropractor that led you into this field?
Yeah, that's a great question. I kind of fell into it. I didn't have any, a lot of chiropractors will give you their experience of, through a major trauma, accident trauma, fall in their life, and chiropractic saved them, or they may have some medical condition that they had and the chiropractic had saved them. I kind of fell into it. I was actually, back before I went to chiropractic school, I wanted to open my own gym. So, I worked for a company called The Fitness Company. And I worked there for about 2.5 years, and 3 guys actually that I worked with eventually all went to chiropractic school. And the last one, who was kind of my mentor, he kind of kept on me and thought I'd be a great candidate and fit for it. I love helping people. I did a lot of personal training in my life. I love seeing, the results after training with someone, as well as I wanted my own practice. I want to be in control of my own finances. Just kind of became a great opportunity that kind of got thrown into my lap, and I just decided one day to do it. And then the rest is history.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you decided to. Can you share with us a lesson that you learned early on in your practice that you still impacts you today, and how you run your chiropractic office?
One of the biggest, not even lessons, but, one of the things is, especially at our office and myself, we really care about people, and it's just really taking time to help people out and trying to figure out their problem, and get them to, meet the needs of the patient. The one thing that I really don't tolerate too well is, when I go into, different offices, whether it's medical community or other type of practices, I just don't want to feel like I'm one of the herd, get them in, get them out. They don't spend much time with you, don't have a great relationship with the doctors. That's one thing we pride ourselves here at our practice is we do take the time for our patients. I treat them like they're part of my family because we do see them, as you already know, because you're a chiropractic patient. We do see them more than, probably a medical person would. But just taking the time and just treating them like a human being and being able to help them, is one of the greatest benefits, lessons that I've learned over the years. And what's great is, one of my biggest marketing things is internal referrals. These people are referral family members and their friends, because they love the experience that they get at our office, and they love the results that they see. So, like I said, I've been doing this a long time now. So, you start treating, dads and moms, you get their kids, their grandkids, and it's pretty cool once you start evolving like that. And you could be, come full circle. So.
Okay, that's fantastic. So let me ask, this is an important question, I think. So a lot of times people refer, a chiropractor or a doctor or a specialist. So you're getting a lot of your patients by referral. But let's say that someone doesn't have a referral and they're thinking about going to a chiropractor. Can you give us some important points or questions or concerns that they should ask, like they're interviewing different chiropractors to see if it might be the right fit?
Yeah, a lot of times on their websites and stuff, they'll give them their background history. So obviously the qualifications are important. There are people that are practicing without a license, so you have to be careful. There are physical therapists and massage therapists that are kind of doing chiropractic care at times, and, that may not be the best route for you to go. You also want to look at their specialties. What do they specialize in? With myself, I do manual manipulation. I do use, a drop table as well as an activator. Those are lighter force techniques. And some chiropractors don't do that, so you have to be able to match up, if you are looking for, certain specialties that people, practice in. With my practice, I'm across the board. I see everyone from little babies up to my oldest patient is 99. So, I do have, a lot of work in dealing with children as well as dealing with adults as well as in dealing with seniors. So, and one of my favorites is working with athletes. I do love working with athletes and, obviously helping them, compete at the most top level that possibly can with whatever sport that they're doing. And then you just look at the different diagnostic testing for them. People offer different things. Like we have, we do take x-rays at our place. So we do have digital x-rays. Some practices don't. So, it's just finding those different things, to help obviously guide them through as well as to help make it a good fit for them when they are looking for a chiropractor.
Fantastic. I'm glad you brought up athletics and athletes because I know your daughter plays soccer, and my sons and daughter both played soccer. All of them did. And I know my
Sure.
youngest son, they actually had one of the parents of the players, his teammate was a chiropractor, and so he traveled with the team wherever they went, and he always gave everybody who wanted one an adjustment.
No, I do my daughter's team. Yeah, my daughter's team, same way. I treat a lot of the athletes on the team. So
maybe the team should hire some chiropractor because our team went on to win the national championship. So
sure.
And I know your daughter's team just won the state championship. So athletic coaches and everybody out there, you might think about getting a chiropractor for your team. But anyway, Doctor, before we go here, I'd like to know if someone wants to get a hold of you, get some more information about Carolina Health Innovations, how can they do that? Give us some contact information, please.
Oh, sure. Not a problem at all. Well, if you want to contact us by our phone number, it's 864-288-8593. Or you can, visit our website at carolinahealthinnovations.com, or you can also email us at info@carolinahealthinnovations.com. So info@carolinahealthinnovations.com.
And the phone number one more time?
Sure. It's 864-288-8593.
Great, Doctor. Thank you very much for coming on the show and sharing your experience, your life with chiropractic, and hope to have you back on the show some other time.
That sounds great, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
thank you.
That does it, folks, for another session of Business Innovators Radio Network. I hope you enjoyed our show. This is Terry Palmer, the host. Until next time, treat everybody nicely. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.